Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So thought I'd do a video on some of the negative sides of modifying a car. We always talk about like performance gains and stuff from doing modifications, but we rarely talk about the negative side of doing modifications. So I thought I'd just do a quick video on that. So anyway guys, hope this video helps some people decide what modifications they want to do and what they don't want to do, and we'll catch you in the next one. Hey guys, here's some of the modifications done to my car. I got a Volant cold air intake. Now, as far as I'm concerned, there's no negative issues when it comes to the cold air intake. I got a set of long tube BBK headers, and I wouldn't say there's any negative effects to headers either. Now, it can make your car a little bit louder, but your exhaust system has a bigger role to play in that than the headers do. So when it comes to headers, I'd say there's no negative effects. This car, I ported the stock throttle body. I never noticed bad side effects or any advantages either. The car never got no faster as far as I could tell. I modified the mass air meter. That's a modification that's completely unnecessary, at least at the level I'm at. If I had cylinder heads and say a fast intake and a larger throttle body, then yes, the mass air meter might be a worthwhile upgrade. But as far as I'm concerned, that's just a waste of time. I did it on this car just to see if I could calibrate it, to see if it could be calibrated to run properly without the screen and with that little bar in the middle. And it is, you are able to calibrate it, but I didn't notice any advantage in power. And that brings us to the camshaft. I put a small cam in this car. It's a BTR stage 1 cam, and it didn't require much tuning, and it doesn't have most of the negative effects you get from a bigger cam, but it also doesn't make as much power. But where this engine's like 20 years old, I didn't want to rev it sky high anyway, so that's one of the reasons I went with a smaller cam. Plus I got a stock torque converter, and someday I probably will get a torque converter, but I'm in no hurry for one right now. But there is a negative side effect to the camshaft, and that's fuel mileage. And when I got this car, it was all stock except for an SLP lid, and I never actually checked the fuel mileage, but it was getting very, very good fuel mileage. I could tell just by how often I had to fill it. And now it's just the opposite. It's very, very bad fuel mileage. So that is one of the negative effects of putting a cam in the car. Now the exhaust. So on this car I've got Speed Engineering True Dual Exhaust. And while it sounds good, and it's probably the best bang for your buck you're going to get, and another thing too, where it's a dual 3-inch, you'll be making a lot of power before this exhaust holds you back. But with anything good, there's always something negative, and in this case, this exhaust is pretty loud. Now, when I'm in the throttle real hard, I like it to be loud, but the problem with this exhaust is it's also loud even when you're just cruising around. Like if you're cruising on the highway or even cruising through town, it's still quite noisy inside the car. That part I don't like. Now I could put a different set of mufflers on it, because all it's got is little bullet style mufflers, but I don't want to do that because one, it'll make the car a little heavier, which I don't want, and it could hold back a little power, probably not, but I just don't want to be bothered with it. And the worst part about it is I got a set of 390 gears, which I'm not going to put in this year, but I'm going to put in next year. that's going to make it even worse. It's going to be super loud inside the car. So that's one of the negative things. So when you're picking out your exhaust, if you drive the car a lot, which I don't, so it's not too bad, but if you drive the car every day, you might want to consider something else, a little quieter. Now on to one of the bigger negatives on this car. I ain't going to be able to get camera in there to see, but I got polyurethane engine mounts and polyurethane transmission mount, and that adds a lot of vibration to the car, and I really don't care for that. Now when you're standing in it, you don't get the vibration, and when you're cruising, you don't get it. But when you're just, like when the car's idling is when it's the worst. And even when you're just driving through town 30 miles an hour or less, you get quite a bit of vibration. Now, one thing I did notice, because I put the engine mounts in first, the engine mounts weren't too bad. They added a little bit of vibration, but not too bad. It was a transmission mount that added most of the vibration, and I'm probably gonna get a new factory mount, just the stock rubber mount, and replace that polyurethane one. I think I'll leave the engine mounts, because like I say, they weren't too bad. The transmission mount added a lot of vibration. Anyway guys, I think that's about it for this video. Hope this video helps somebody out, and we'll catch you in the next one.